Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. First, I want to talk about this video. Type R's got some action again. I know that most of my viewers like these type of videos. Doesn't happen very often, but I do, when the things happen, these spontaneous things happen, I do compile it. So without delaying anymore, let's get into it. All right, if you're new to the channel, my name is Eddie. I do a lot of DIYs, vlogs, car content, BMW more. I have a lot of BMW Civic stuff. Not biased towards BMW, it just seems to be something that, obviously the cars that I like, but I also have the Civic Type R. So anyway, check my other videos out. If you like it, consider a subscription. That way you'll be notified and you'll see my other videos and be notified. All right, so the Civic Type R. This one was funny that I was coming back from the airport, dropping off a family member, and before I knew it, I'm behind a Tesla. Had my adapter control set, and I'm like behind a Tesla, okay, but he's right in the left lane. So I'm sitting here like, all right, so maybe I just give him a courtesy flash, let him know I'm behind him, maybe he'll move. I do that sometimes. So I flash high beam, like once or twice. He immediately turned signal came on, he moved, hit the resume button. Actually, no, I didn't hit the resume. So adapter control, the car automatically picked up speed again and was back up to its normal speed. And as I was passing him, he just floored it and jumped up. And I'm like, oh no! And it was I think it was a dual motor. But if you see my other video with that last Tesla, that rear-wheel drive, remember I pulled him pretty good. So I was like, okay, we're rolling at it now at speed. And then let's see what happens now when you're going 70 miles an hour and I downshift. So obviously with the electric cars, when I saw him take off, my brain processed it when I decided to grab the shifter, take the shifter from 6th gear, move it into neutral, back into 4th, clutch in, then floor it. He already jumped ahead of me. It's too many steps to do. And he had already pulled, and I just kind of stayed with him. He backed off, let that go, and I was like, all right, no worries. Like, we would do it again. So this time I'm holding the gear. I'm holding 4th gear. I'm at 4,000 RPMs. I'm like, okay, let's go. And, 3rd gear would have been. I was afraid to try 3rd because that'll put me too close to red line. And the last thing I want to do is happen to go just 1 second, shift, then go back to 4th. Doesn't really do anything. I waste too much time. So I just left it in 4th, and which is optimal because I'm gonna get immediately turbo spool and shouldn't have any turbo lag. But I would say going against any naturally aspirated car or electric is where you're gonna see your turbo lag. These cars, even the BMW, the Civic, everything else, the M3, they do a very good job of minimizing lag, where as a driver, you don't feel it. But when you're against this car that doesn't have it, you're gonna see that lag where you guys will both hit it at the same time, and it's just going to feel a second where your power doesn't come in until maybe a slight hesitation. That makes sense. Anyway, he pulled me, and I ran with him. Just couldn't. It was just a handful. I couldn't do anything. I was running to the gears. my next one. Now this one comes from this is a WRX, and I didn't think anything about WRX. You know, if you've seen my last video, I did pull an STI near the same stretch of road, but this WRX, we were pulling from the light, and I felt like as we pulled off, as I'm rolling to second gear, I just short shifted a second, and just as I'm in second, he started to just pull, and I started rolling, and we just kind of just rolled into it, and there it goes. But ended up pulling him pretty good. I was surprised how well he stuck with me, but pulled him pretty decently. And then after, you know, we shut down, he went by and, you know, gave me thumbs up. We both gave each other thumbs up and went about our day. All right, so this one was interesting. This was a Mustang GT 5.0. All right, now I am going through town, and I didn't think anything about the 5.0. Actually, I'm just listening to music. I'm just, you know, actually talking to Lexi at one point, and I just happened to notice that he pulled over to the right, and he's looking to make it, like, I'm assuming he's making a right turn because you can't go straight, because you can see where the lane ends. But he purposely pulled around me, and I was watching him. He's looking at traffic, and I thought, and I could hear him, you know. But then he had openings to go, he didn't take it. And I said, hold on a second. I said, babe, let me call you back. So I hung up the phone. And like I said, I'm driving the X5M, and if you do the channel, it is stage 1 tuned. Not that even stock, I think same outcome would have happened. But in my M1 settings is Sport Plus transmission, Sport Plus everything. Drive logic is drive, and then the shift is 3. So highest shift setting, which means it's going to pop when it shifts because it's shifting so fast. So we went ahead and waiting for the light, and I can hear him revving. So I turned the music down because I'm like thinking, well, why don't we get a copyright strike? Because if this could be a video, because it's gonna be interesting. I never right away, all-wheel drive. I am going to rip that Mustang pretty good if he thinks he's going to try anything. So light turns green. I see what happens. So I just roll into it, and at that X5 shifted the second, third right by his door, and he had the windows down. I knew he had to hear that pop when that thing just pow, and he had tucking behind me, backed off, and I'm sure that made him mad because we made the next left at intersection. And now, like I said, little stuff like blast, especially when we're in town. I'm not gonna go through ridiculous speeds, or now we're gonna have street racing, but make the left turn, and he made it a point to just just to show me. I'm like, all right, fine with me. But yeah, man, I can't believe, man, if I get catless downpipes, that would be, I can't imagine how that thing would sound, the pops that it does. Because even with stock, at least for me from the inside, it sounds like it's loud. If I had the windows cracked a little bit, and if I'm around like buildings, it really sounds like it sounds like gunshots going off. So yeah, I just can't do, especially with the emission stuff here. I know people ask me about it. Or you can do downpipes, or you can do this. I said, you know what, California's already cracking down on aftermarket parts anyway. So me doing that, it's just going to be more of a headache. I mean, like I said, if an officer hears my car, it's probably a call for him to pull me over and inspect, and he sees like intakes and pipes and things under the car. Well, that's I can be cited for that. And I don't have to be doing anything wrong. I could be driving casually, and if he thinks my car's modded, then that's it. Which is all right. So the next one, it's funny because all three cars on this video got some action. So the next one comes an M3. Now, I'm sure you probably mentioned in the video, I already told you, but I need tires on M3. Now, they're not bad. They're not horrible. And I'll show you what they look like. I need to probably get my measurement. But you can see I do have tread on the tires. The tires still have tread on them. I'm getting close to wear bars, and I just don't like to wait, especially with the supply things going on right now. I don't like to wait till, you know, where the cords are showing, and then I gotta look for tires. So I'm just being proactive right now and thinking I'm gonna buy tires. I'm trying to hold out for the PS, if they're gonna make a PS5S. Yeah, I don't know if they are, but I might just go with the PS4S or Cup 2s. I don't know. Let me know in the description what your experience is. Cup 2s, I like them because I do occasional track days, but most of my driving on the street, I would say it'll probably be 80% street, then 20% track. I think Cup 2s are the opposite, but I hear so many positive things about them on track. And I'm just not at that point yet where I should buy a separate set of track wheels. Unless I find a good deal on some, I probably would do the Cup 2s. But anyway, I was leaving, I was behind this BMW. It was a 550, didn't think anything about him. I think I had some damage to his bumper, but we both turned onto this road, and he smashed. He just started just ripping it. So I'm right behind him, and of course I'm taking off in first gear, traction control, second gear, traction control. I'm like, oh, man, you know. And the road surface was cold. It was about 40 degrees that day, so I'm not getting anything. And finally, when I finally got some good traction, I started to pull on pretty good. But then we, you know, obviously caught up to, you know, traffic and speed and like that. So next we cut a stoplight. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, well here's where it's going to go down. I'm gonna make sure that, you know, he looked over at me, he looked at, you kind of gave each other the look, like, you ready? And I'm like, all right. So take off, and that M3 just not, it seems like that when the traction control engages, it could do a really subtle engagement where it works fine. It does just enough to where it backs the power down appropriately. And then there are other times where it just kicks in and it says, no, you're getting like no power, and I'm gonna hold you there for like 3 seconds before you get anything else. And that's what happened to me when I went from first to second. It said no power, and it held me there for like 3 seconds before I was able to get something back. But anyways, all good fun. I'll let you see the video now.